各位家长跟同学们，大家好，欢迎参加 InAmerica 举办的第3届国际 K-12私立名校展第2场活动。我是今天的主持人令。那么美东时间上午场，我们今天上午场参加展会的学校有，首先第一个是 Pomfret School， 然后是 Avenue the World School， 然后最后一个是 Indian Spring School。那么今天呢，将要带来分享的第一所学校就是这个 Pomfret School。那 Pomfret 呢，成立于1894年，是美国排名前31的顶尖男女混合私立寄宿及走读高中，位于康涅狄格州 Pomfret。那么我们非常荣幸的邀请到了 Pomfret 的学校副招生主任 Sabrina 女士为我们带来分享。那么请大家在招生官介绍学校的过程当中呢，将话筒调节为静音模式。在讲座的最后，我们会有问答环节，各位同学跟家长可以在聊天室内随时进行这个问题的留言。好，那我们现在就开始今天的分享。Hi Sabrina, so please feel free to share your screen and we can start the presentation.
Terrific. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so let me go to a few. Here we go. Terrific. All right. Well, thank you so much for inviting me to be with you all today or this evening, wherever you are. Excuse me. And for giving me a chance to tell you about a place that I think is really special. I am an associate director here at Pomfret School. This is my 5th year here. And as a fun fact, I actually now have a son who's attending Pomfret this year. He started as a 3rd former or our 9th grader. So I actually have a new perspective about my my Pomfret life. But I'll begin by sharing the things that I love about Pomfret are about the students and sort of what it is that allows them to develop their voice and be heard. So what do I mean by that? We create a very intentional and collaborative environment at Pomfret where we listen to each other. We form our own points of view and we ask our students to really think independently and to take ownership of their education. So I'll let you translate.
Thank you, Sabrina. So I'll gonna to translate here. Yeah. 好那么首先呢我们的招生官 Sabrina 女士首先介绍一下自己哈。那么今年Pomfret 学校的第5年，他一直担任这个学校的这个副招生主任那么有趣的一点是呢，他的儿子也在这个 Pomfret 上学那么儿子今年是升9年级了那么 Pomfret 最大的一个特点呢，就是说鼓励孩子们在一个独立的环境下去思考、去学习那么最大的一个优点就是说，在 Pomfret 每个学生都可以找到跟发现自己的这个声音，他们所有的这个声音都可以被学校包括周围的同学还有老师听到。
Great. So we are located in the northeast corner of Connecticut. We're about an hour or 70 minutes probably from Boston, another hour from Hartford. So really close, a reasonable drive from some major airports. We have a student body of between 350, actually this year we're closer to 360. Most of our students are boarders. Most of our students live on campus all year long. And we have a student body between the 9th and 12th grade and also some postgraduates.
Got it. Sure. Yes, Sabrina, can you please scroll down to the current page?
Sorry, what page do you see now?
I only see the first page of your PDF. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not sure why. Let's just see.
Yeah, I think you can just scroll down to the like the location or
yeah, I'm looking at a screen that is different than yours though. I'm not sure why. So all you see is the first picture of the students?
Yes, I still see the first picture.
Let me see if I can stop my share and then reshare. One moment.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Do you see a quote now?
Yes, I see the quote now right now.
Okay. So let me go there. Now do you see
Yes.
some statistics? Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Got it. Thank you. Yeah. So would you mind like turn on your video so maybe some our
Yeah, I
parents?
can't, I'm having a hard
Oh,
time having both on at the same time, but I'll try
sure.
while you go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah. That's totally fine. Yeah. So I'll translate.呀，好那么现在呢是这个 Pomfret 学校的一个基本的介绍哈那么 Pomfret 学校呢成立于这个1894年那么刚刚我们也介绍到了是美国非常顶尖的私立男女混合这个提供9到12年级的寄宿跟走读学校，但是基本上是80%以上的学生都是在学校是寄宿的那么 Pomfret 学校呢坐落在非常美丽的这个康涅狄格州的这个非常美丽的这个山顶那么也被誉为这个世界上最美丽的这个学校之一有非常好的这个风景。那 Pomfret 呢，距离这个波士顿这个以及旁边周边的这个大波士顿地区的城市不到1个小时的车程那么距离纽约市呢有3个小时的车程那么我们可以看到下面的这个这个学生的组成环节那么女生跟男生的分布是非常均匀的，每年的录取基本上都是保持在这个50%左右。
Excellent.
Thank you.
So our mission and our values are very closely linked. We are bound by a desire to cultivate a healthy interdependence of mind, body, and spirit. And we really stay true to our core values, community, growth, and integrity. And the reason we think that is important because it really does help us allow our students the time to determine who they are, what their values and beliefs are, and how they learn to share those with others.
Pomfret 学校的宗旨呢，是主要是培养学生他们拥有一个健康的思想身体还有精神那么让学生能够在之后，比如说多元化跟多样化的环境中，可以领导，成为自己的领导然后呢，来学习这个日益变化的这个社会当中的一些知识那么学校的价值呢价值观呢是非常注重整个的这个学校群体包括学生的成长以及学校整体的这个整体性的那么这样子呢这样子的这个培养方式呢，可以让孩子们在这个高中的这个4年期间，让他们知道自己的这个价值是什么不管是说对社会的，还是说个人价值那这样呢，充分培养孩子们可以在这个新的社会当中，或者包括以后上大学，还有在社会当中能塑造一个很好的形象，包括自身的这个能力。
Great. So we are recognized as one of the best boarding schools in Connecticut, and certainly among the best in the United States, according to Niche. We're recognized as a leader in the secondary school world in the United States. And primarily, I think it's based on the fact that we recognize students are an important part of navigating what their educational experience will be like. We provide an innovative program that allows students to have a say in what their direction is in their studies.
Pomfret 学校呢，刚刚我们可以看到这个 Pomfret 学校的排名是在Connecticut 的这个州的是寄宿学校的这个第3名，是非常厉害的这个排名。那么在全美呢刚刚我们看到是Niche上面Niche上面是美国这个比较权威的这个包括K-12学校的这个排名。那么在Niche上面呢这个 Pomfret 学校呢是在全美排名前31位的学校这个排名非常棒那么接下来呢，我们讲到了就是 Pomfret 它的这个教学的宗旨，是指导学生们如何去思考而不是告诉学生们要去思考什么，这个也是他们学术的一个比较大的一个亮点。
We have a student-teacher ratio of about 5:1 and an average class block of 70 minutes. So our academic experience is a rigorous one. It's very hands-on and engaging. We want our students to learn sort of how to solve problems, how to think creatively, and also kind of make arguments and build teams where they are based on carefully structured track. We carefully structure the track of their education so that they start with a good foundation, and this will give you a sense of what that curriculum pyramid looks like. We this highlights the pathway of a Pomfret student if they join us in the 9th grade. So in the early years, we're focused more on coursework that will ensure a strong foundation, focusing on skill development and the baseline knowledge. And then we allow them to explore and eventually pursue mastery in the upper grade levels when they become juniors and seniors.
Yeah. 好，我们现在呢，讲到了这个 Pomfret 它的这个学校具体的课程的这个组成啊。刚刚Sabrina 老师说到Pomfret 的这个师生比是5:1啊，然后呢每一节课基本上是在70分钟左右啊。那 Pomfret 呢从孩子们比如说从9年级刚上高中一直到12年级，都会去辅导孩子们，比如说去探索然后呢去发现自己的这个兴趣那么现在呢我们可以看到的是Pomfret 学校特有的一个这个课程金字塔的一个这样的概念那么 Foundation 阶段呢，基本上是从孩子们入学开始那么Pomfret 学校会提供比如说一些这个调查的工作包括一些这个引入的这个课程先行的课程那么以及基本的这个技能，去让孩子们去进行学习跟探索那么第2阶段呢，就是到了这个 exploration， 就是我们说的这个探索孩子们的这个兴趣以及发现他的这个潜在能力有哪些那么到达这个阶段呢学校会为孩子们比如说提供一些选修的课程提供一些这个比如说大学之后这个专业的方向，比如说是有这个证书的一些项目那么另外呢就是说发掘孩子们他的一个学术的兴趣不管是学术的还是体育的还是这个生活上的这个兴趣那么到的最顶端呢就是我们说到了这个掌握，就是熟练的去知道了孩子们比如说到达这个阶段他的这个学术的热情是在哪里那么培养孩子们他的这个独立学习的一个能力以及学校也会提供给学生们一些这个比如说跟他们未来申请大学专业相关的一些实习的机会 Yeah, thank you.
Great. So for example, in the 9th grade, our students take 6 courses. 4 of them are required in the 9th grade. So we start with a humanities level course focusing on world history. We do a engineering science by design class in our for our sciences, getting them prepared for the core disciplines of physics and chemistry and biology. And then we do an arts immersion program, which is a year-long course that introduces them to 6 different disciplines of art. So drawing and painting, ceramics, photography, digital design, a large variety. And then that allows them, when they get to the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, to start to do some exploration of their own when they determine potentially that they're interested in the sciences, or they'd like to maybe take 2 sciences in a year, or perhaps they're really interested in the visual arts or performing arts. So this next slide will give you a sense of a very small sampling of our honors and advanced courses that students can choose from between the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year.
Yeah. 好那么刚刚我们的招生官老师讲到了这个 Pomfret 具体的一些课程哈那么根据这个 Foundation 阶段，基本上是9年级的时候，那么学校会提供一些这个先行的课程包括是基础的课程，比如说一些必修的课程，像这个世界历史科学课包括我们知道的这个，比如说这个数学物理一些基本的课程那么在10年级或者11年级的话，学校会提供很多的这个选修的课程那么刚刚提到了还有很多的这个比如说艺术方面的课程这个包括绘画这个设计以及这个电子这个电子设计对那么除此之外呢还有比如说机器人的课程跟科学相关的学校都有提供到那么现在呢我们看到的是学校提供的一些 honors 跟 advanced 的一一些课程那么这个是比较高级的课程我们看到具体分为有6大类那么有艺术的英文的这个历史的还有这个社会科学的那么包括数学方面科学方面还有这个世界语言那么具体的课程各位同学跟家长可以具体的来看一下我们 PPT 上展示的这些课程的具体内容。
I'll just pause quickly and mention that in 2016, Pomfret did drop the AP program, and we did that really intentionally. And we have retained a very rigorous curriculum, just allowing our students to go into a little bit greater depth into their studies rather than being ready to just prepare them for a test in May. So quickly, just our honors courses are more rigorous than general college prep level courses, but they're not considered the equivalent of a college level course necessarily. So for example, if a student was to take physics, that would be an appropriate class for them to take in the 10th grade. A person who hasn't taken, for example, an advanced math course. If they wanted to take honors physics in the 10th grade, we would require departmental approval for that and also some proven success in our upper level math courses. And finally, a student who wants to take advanced physics is really a senior level course and is typically taken by a student who has completed both honors physics and has been enrolled in calculus.
Got it，是那么在2016年的时候呢，这个Pomfret 学校呢就不再提供这个 AP 课程了，因为学校们主要是想让学生们更加去深入的学习跟理解，而不是去为了每一年5月份的这个 AP 考试去单纯的去这个准备考试了那么刚刚我们提到这个 Honor 课程跟这个 Advanced 的课程，他们都是跟这个 AP 课程是比较同类型的，也是非常高级的课程。那比如说这个同学想要修 Honor 的课程，那他在10年级才可以开始修那么也是要经过比如说老师的他的一个允许或者是准许，根据孩子他这个比如说这个学习的表现情况跟其他的学术情况来去获得允许的那么到了这个上完了这个 Honor 课程之后呢孩子们也可以去申请去上这个 Advanced 的课程那么这个课程比这个 Honor 课程要 require 的一些课程更多一些。那么基本上刚刚老师举到例子，如果说孩子们想上这个advanced， 比如说一些数学的课程，那么可能他就要先上过这个honor 的这个数学的课程，以及要修一下 honor 的，比如说这个物理的课程，那么他才可以上这个 advanced 的这些课程。
I'd like to take a moment to talk briefly about 3 of our signature programs, the first being Project Pomfret. Project Pomfret is an annual 2-week kind of deep dive, if you will, into an area of interest. It happens at the end of our winter term. And the topics for Project Pomfret are generated by students and they're led by students. They do have faculty support, but generally it is a time when a student can decide that they want to explore something completely different and distinct from the regular classroom experience here. And they spend those 2 weeks exploring and learning and creating something unique. At the end of the 2 weeks, we have a big fair where all of our community members can see what our groups have learned or discovered or created. So it's kind of exciting. And then we leave for spring break. The other programs are Quest and Certificate. So Quest is our student life curriculum. And it's an opportunity that we create on every other Saturday that allows our students to talk about things that we think are really important at this age. Things like character and community and social justice and health and wellness. And we create that safe and small and familiar environment for them to have that conversation with their same age peers. And then finally is our certificate program. So a little bit like Project Pomfret, it's a chance for really motivated and independent-minded students to pursue an area of academic passion beyond the Pomfret curriculum. They really basically create a course for themselves in the 11th and 12th grade year. It's guided through some of our electives that we offer, but also it includes an 80-hour internship, which can be off campus. And finally, they will then present their project at the end of their 2 years to a panel of faculty. And it is considered a certificate on their diploma. So it actually can lead them into some coursework into their college experience.
Yeah. 好，那么我们现在介绍的呢是 Pomfret 非常具有特色的一些项目那么首先呢是老师讲到的这个 Pomfret 这个项目他们就直接叫这个 Pomfret Project。那么 Pomfret Project 呢是在每一个学生比如说每个学期的寒假的最后2周会举行会有这样的一个 Pomfret 的这样的一个project，那么学生们可以参与那么这个比较独特的一点呢 都是由课题，包括他们所研究的方向，都是由学生们自己去设计的那么他们有这个非常大的这个自主的性自主性去包括自己想要学习哪些这个知识，包括想要研究什么 topic这个都是学生们去组成小组一起去探索的那么整个的这个过程呢大概是持续2周。那么在2周之后呢，会有相当于是一个结业的，或者说这个项目的结业的一个大会那么在大会上呢所有的这个老师还有同学们都会去见证，比如说这一组的孩子们，他们去最后去演讲关于他们这2周的这个 Pomfret 的 project 主要研究了哪些那么具有哪些成果那么最后呢老师们也会给这个孩子们有一个最终的一个评价就是关于 Pomfret 的这样的一个独特的这个项目那么在这个 Quest 这个项目当中呢是主要针对学生的这个生活的，因为我们知道 Pomfret 也是寄宿学校那么非常关注孩子们日常的这个包括在校内的寄宿生活那么这个 Quest 呢，就是说每周6学校都会举办一些比如说关于这个社交关于这个健康关于这个心理问题关于其他的一些和社会生活包括寄宿生活相关的一些话题那么孩子们他可以跟自己的这个同龄人一起去交流，那么学校会提供这样的一个比较私人化的比较安全的环境，去让孩子们去表达自己去交流各式各样的这个问题那么最后一个呢，就是 Pomfret 这边比较特别的这个证书式的 program。那么证书式的 program 呢是为了让比如说更高年级的孩子们，比如说高年级的10年级、11年级的孩子们那么他们可以更鼓励他们去追求这个学术的一些热情那么 Pomfret 呢会提供比如说比较有一些具体的这个一些列表那比如说有哪些科目，包括有哪些这个 certificate program 学生们可以去选择的那么最后呢这个 program 还包含有这个学校提供的校外的实习这个是包含在学校的这个 certificate program 里面的那么最后呢学生们也要去通过去展现自己，比如说小组或者是个人的这个 project 的这个主题然后来去得到这个老师的这个评价，那么最后呢可以得到这个证书那么这个呢也是鼓励孩子们这个也是模拟大学的这样的一个环境，可以让孩子们提前接触到这个学术大学的这个学术环境以及去培养自己独立学习的一个能力。
So at this point, I've spoken at length, I think, about our academic experience, and I'd like to take a little time to talk about the student experience and the student life experience at Pomfret. It's really important to note that our boarding program is a rich and warm experience. 85% of our students are boarders, as I mentioned before, and about 95% of our faculty live here on campus. So it's really a 24/7 experience where teaching and learning can happen throughout the day. Living where you go to school is really an extraordinary opportunity, and it allows you to build deep and meaningful relationships with your peers and with the faculty, and enjoy sort of some independence, but within a pretty structured environment. Just a quick slide about our daily schedule. This gives you a little snapshot of it. We have 70-minute class blocks, and our academic day begins at 8:30. And you have no more than 4 classes a day, sometimes 3. We also have built-in office hours in our academic day, so you never really have to search for help from your teacher. You can always have that built in. You don't have to miss lunch to go see your teacher. It's built in as an extra time. And we also, as I mentioned earlier, have Quest on about every 3rd weekend on a Saturday. So that just gives you a snapshot of what a week might look like.
好，我们现在呢讲到了这个 Pomfret 它具体的这个寄宿的生活那么刚刚我们看到这个学校 对管理寄宿孩子们在寄宿的这个生活非常有条理那么包括每天的这个日程我们现在看到了每天的日程是非常清晰的那么每一个课程的这个时间呢是70分钟我们以这个第一天为例那么一天差不多是有4门的这个课程上4节课那么中间呢会有单独读出来的，比如说这个吃午饭的时间那么比较特别的是，我们可以看到有这个 office hours 那么这个是所有老师都会在学校然后提供给孩子们这样的一个时间，不管是孩子们哪一门课有问题，或者说想找老师们要去找老师们，比如说沟通谈话不需要单独去约那么我们这个Pomfret 学校定期的都会提供这个老师的办公时间，那么随时老师跟同学有任何这个问题都可以去在这个办公室里面去跟老师交流然后学校呢在基本上每天的4点之后都会提供这样的这个体育的活动那么整个的这个包括6点7点包括更晚10点都会有这个非常详细的安排比如说什么时间吃晚饭以及说什么时间去进行这个独立的学习都会有一个非常明确的安排。
So as I mentioned, at the end of the school day, and I can just sort of highlighting here, you see this gray area that says athletics. I do want to share that every student does participate in some afternoon program at Pomfret. Everyone is doing something between end of the school day, about 4 o'clock until 5:30. And we have a wide range of options. So lots of interscholastic sport options, all of the major ones, so soccer and basketball and tennis and lacrosse. But we also offer other activities in the afternoon for students who aren't as academic or aren't as athletically focused, I should say. So you could take part in our theater program. You could be on the robotics group. You could do outdoor adventure. You could do yoga or community service. So I just wanted to highlight that everybody's doing something in the afternoon, and many of the students do choose athletics, though not all do.
好那么我们现在看到的是 Pomfret 提供的这个下午的一些这个项目包括一些活动那么每一个学生都会要去参加这个下午的活动那么比如说刚刚老师提到的一些这个运动像这个网球足球这个比如说橄榄球然后包括刚刚提到的篮球都会有涉及到那么如果说孩子们比如说想在下午参加一些学术相关的也有包括艺术相关的刚刚可以看到有这个话剧包括舞蹈那么其他还有一些比较有特色的，比如说这个机器人的这个活动以及yoga像这个瑜伽的包括健身的一些运动都可以去进行参加。
Excellent. Another important piece of our program is our advisory group. I wanted to highlight that because the advisor really does become sort of a key member of the circle of support for our students, and certainly is the person who is going to be the primary link between families and their students' experience at Pomfret. The advisor is somebody who you meet with every Monday. You have dinner with them as a group. Every other Thursday, we have meetings in small advisor groups. So it's an important person who really is charged with knowing as much as there is to know about a student's experience at Pomfret. They will have other folks, of course. They'll have coaches and teachers and dorm parents in their lives here. But we consider the advisor to be a very critical part of a student's and a family's experience here.
那么我们现在介绍的是 Pomfret 整个学生的一个比如说包括咨询的这样孩子们的一个老师们的一个支持组那么可以看到呢，一个学生从这个学校包括学术的这个方方面面，老师都会照顾到那么一个学生我们可以看到有4个老师会给他提供支持，一个呢就是他的这个宿管的老师那么另外呢就是他学术上面的各个科目不同的老师那么接下来呢就是教练呢，比如说孩子他对体育方面或者他对比如说这个科学方面其他的一些比较具体的方面需要教练的指导，那么学校会给提供那么接下来呢就是孩子的这个大学的规划的一些这个咨询跟辅导的服务。
Great. So I also wanted to just highlight the fact that we have a very diverse and multicultural community. And I think it's important to note that not just by our statistics, 21% international, 20% domestic students of color, we have a wide range of individuals here from a variety of backgrounds. And I think that's one of the things that makes Pomfret special is the sort of access and introduction you have to people from all around the world.
Pomfret 学校呢，比较注重的是学校的这个多样性、平等性，然后以及包容性那么学校有来自全球各地不同的这个学生不管是什么这个肤色，不管是什么民族，或者不管是信仰什么宗教还有性别那么学校都是给予完全大的这个支持跟包容的。
So I've talked about students' time here, both from the academic and the student life perspective. Now I want to transition and talk just briefly about life after Pomfret. We do spend a good amount of time, certainly in the later years, especially talking about where our students want to go when they leave Pomfret. That's part of the primary goal, I think, of a independent boarding school is to get them ready for college. So I'm going to give you just a snapshot of what the roadmap we consider important here at Pomfret about getting ready for your best fit college experience. It does begin in the 9th grade year with some sort of self-reflection and some identifying of your own interests and goals. Even though those can change over time. And then in the sophomore year, we really get kids to start exploring what's out there, discovering what their strengths are, what their talents are, and also introducing them to some college campuses. We take them to big city research institutions. We take them to small liberal arts colleges just to give them a sense of what college might feel like. And then the real work begins in earnest in the junior year when we're focusing on where they might want to end up, what their goals are, what kind of environment do they want to be in, where do they want to be demographically or geographically, leading into, of course, the final year, your senior year, when you're wanting to leave campus kind of as your best self and ready for what's to come in the college experience. Our goal is to find the best fit school for you, just like your goal now is to find your best fit independent school. That's our wish, that every student will end up in their senior year with some good options and some choices where they can decide for themselves what works best for them.
对我们现在呢老师介绍到的是 Pomfret 的整个一个大学的它的这个帮助孩子们去prepare 这个大学申请的一个路径那么首先呢我们就是在 Pomfret 入学来说，那么第一年呢就是这个9年级，9年级呢刚刚我们讲到了学校会提供很多 foundation 的一些课程那么这个时间呢都是让学生去自己去探索他的个人的一个兴趣以及他的这个能力那么到了10年级呢就是去发现自己的这个长处包括自己的这个天赋那么到了这个11年级呢就需要学校这边也会指导孩子们去将自己
Great. So
发现的这个长处以及感兴趣的方向要重点去学习那么最后一年呢就是12年级孩子们要去跟这个进行大学申请，跟不同学校的招生官去展示最好的自己那么直到最终进到了自己这个梦想的学校
Thank you. I'm just going to pause here so you can have a moment to look at where our students over the years 2018 to 2020, we haven't quite yet updated last year's graduating class, but this is where our students have been admitted. And if you see a number next to the school, it means that many students have been admitted. And I'll give you a minute here, and then the following slide is where our specific Chinese students have gone. So I'll just wait a moment.
Yeah, sure. 好，那么现在老师展示的是从18年到20年Pomfret 所有毕业生他的一个毕业的去向那么大家可以仔细看一下基本上这个所有的藤校，包括前10、前20的学校，毕业生占到了很多所以这个录取的这个最后的这个走向也是非常好的那么下一页呢老师会直接展示我们中国孩子们他的这个毕业走向。
So in the last 3 years, this is where our students who are from China or Taiwan or Hong Kong have matriculated.
好，那么这一页呢，就是这个咱们中国孩子们毕业的这个走向啊，我们看到基本上，这个藤校都已经囊括掉了啊，那么毕业走向也是非常好。
So last slide, I promise, before we get to some questions, I just wanted to highlight that we have a terrific alumni association and over 6,000 members in our alumni group. And we really want our current students to interact with them. So we frequently invite alumni back to campus so they can get a sense of who and what they're doing in the real world. They're in every industry and in every continent, and we want our students who are currently at campus to learn through our alumni's real world experiences.
对，那 Pomfret 呢有大概现在全球超过了这个6000名的这个校友啊，那么学校也非常重视这个校友跟现代学生的一个交流，所以每年呢都会邀请一些著名的校友来回归学校跟现在的这个孩子们去有一些沟通跟交流我们可以看到有这个诺贝尔奖的这个得主有奥斯卡的这个得主还有这个很多的行业巨头，还有政府官员包括艺术家各个行业的领域那 Pomfret 都有非常杰出的人才。
Great. So I'm going to pause there. There are some points that I would be able to cover just about the next steps, but I suspect that that will probably be in some of our questions. So why don't I stop sharing and I'll get my screen up so you can see me and we'll go from there. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sabrina.
Of course.
好，那么我们现在呢，进行到了这个 Q&A 环节那么各位家长跟同学，如果说想要打开话筒直接提问也是没有问题的那么大家也可以把这个自己的问题发在聊天室聊天室当中。好，那么现在呢，我来选几个问题So Sabrina, I will pick up some questions and
yes,
you
of course.
Yeah. So for the activities on Saturday, so is there like any special activities that all like boarding students can, go outside with the teacher or the classmate together?
Yeah, absolutely. I should have shared that earlier. The weekends are a very kind of rich social environment. There are a lot of options. Actually, the students have a pretty strong say in what's going to happen on the weekend. So for example, if you and your friends want to go to a mall or they want to go to play laser tag, we have a director of student activities and she would arrange that for them. I think it's also important to note that students, they need that time to kind of recuperate. We keep our kids very busy, very intentionally so. And lots of students, when they get to the weekend, want to do a bunch of things and leave campus and go eat dinner somewhere and have a dance and be part of this or the other thing. And others really just want to order pizza and watch Netflix in their room. So we encourage students to use the weekends in the best way for them. You know, if they need that rest, they should absolutely get the rest. And if they want to explore a city nearby or have fun with a friend off campus, that's also available.
是好我们刚刚呢有家长问到了这个学校周末是否会有特殊的安排那么 Sabrina 老师说因为学校孩子们他的这个课程都是非常紧张的所以这个老师们包括学校会给孩子们安排一些比如说休闲的活动那么这个呢是有专门的老师去带领的那不同的孩子他可能周末想干不同的事情比如说学校可以带着孩子们去在附近有一些这个比如说有的孩子们想去购物采购那么想去外面吃个饭包括学校也会组织一些社交活动那么可能有些其他孩子就是想比如说在宿舍点个披萨然后休息一下对所以针对不同孩子们他们自己的一个个人的想法跟需求学校这边都会进行满足Yeah, so another question is that does like the tuition fee including all the afternoon like programs?
Yeah, the tuition and fees are all included. So anything if you wanted to take part in, outdoor adventure, that would be covered. And all of your sports equipments and things like that are available. And all of the weekend activities, if you want to go on a school trip to a museum, or if you want to head to, well, I should say, if you're going to go on a weekend trip to say Boston or New York City, you probably wouldn't want to bring your own spending money, but we will get you there.
Sure, got it. 好那么刚刚有家长问到了就是这个学校的学费是否包含所有的这个下午的活动，以及这个周末的一些活动那么老师刚刚讲到，所有的下午活动都是包含的那么周末的活动呢，学校这边也会负责这个相应的这个交通以及带领孩子们去比如说他们想去的这个地方那比如说刚刚老师举个例子，那么孩子们周末他想去波士顿那么学校呢会带领孩子到那边那么这个但是到那边的这个比如说具体的一些花费比如说旅游孩子们自己想去什么餐厅吃饭那么这个都是孩子去自费的，但是所有的校内的活动包括学校周末提供的这个出行学校这边都是包含的包括这个食堂包括食堂 yeah sure so yeah, so the parents want to asking like what kind of the students are you looking for?
Sure. We're looking for students who are willing to share of themselves and to be themselves. We're also looking for students who are ready to try new things. We are not in the business of perfection in any way. Nobody at this age knows necessarily what they want to do with their lives in the future, and none of us are perfect. So we want kids who are ready to come to Pomfret, share their passions, share their voice, and also try some things that they may be terrifically successful with, but also maybe some things that they will fail at because we think that's a really important part of growth and learning.
Yeah. 好，我们刚刚有家长问到，那 Pomfret 很优秀的学校，那么比较倾向于这个哪些学生就是这个理想的这个候选同学都有哪些那么老师刚刚讲到了这个学校非常注重孩子们他可以去表达自己分享自己的观点那么最重要的是学生可以做自己那么尝试不同的事情，分享自己的声音那么这个是学校最关注孩子们的一点，那么也是希望孩子们如果进到 Pomfret 当中呢，也可以去时刻的去表达自己，去做自己。对，这个是孩子们学校非常关心孩子们的这样的一个特点。Yeah, so so some parents are asking about so because it's like a pandemic, so is there any like a test optional options for the students, or what is the requirement for the international students?
Sure. So we are still in the middle of this horrible COVID pandemic, and we are also opening up our school for on-campus visits and interviews this year with some very strict COVID protocols. So understanding, of course, that not every family will get to the States to visit schools. We will have a number of virtual options, virtual tours, virtual open houses, and we will provide Zoom interviews for students who can't get here in person. For students coming who are in school in China or in Hong Kong or in Taiwan, we use the Vericant interview process. And so every student who is coming from schooling in those countries would do a Vericant. And we are not going to require any standardized tests this year. We will be test optional for the SSAT. However, for students for whom English is not their first language, we will require some version of a language proficiency test. So whether it be TOEFL or Duolingo or an IELTS, we're very flexible in that way.
Yeah. 好那么我们刚刚家长有问到关于这个疫情的话，学校是否学校它这个面试的政策以及它的语言要求那么对于这个比如说我们国际学生可以进行可以预约这个线上的访校那么以及可以预约通过 Zoom 去预约这个面试的环节那么SSAT 呢对于所有的学生来说，不管是国际学生还是本土学生都是不强制提交的 是这个 test optional 的一个政策。那么对于国际学生的话，孩子们需要做的一个是要通过这个维利课面试那么另一个呢就是要提交自己的这个语言成绩，不管是托福Duolingo 或者是雅思，都是可以的。Yeah, thank you so much, Sabrina. So this is all the questions we
You're
got from our
welcome.
parents. Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you
I'm
so
so
much
glad. Yeah, thank you for spending time with me. And by all means, I assume InEducation has my email and our website. By all means, visit those. Send me messages if you need questions answered. I'm also on WeChat. I'm happy to answer specific individual questions and just support you through the process.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Yeah, so
Very
we
welcome.
have any questions, we're going to reach out to you. Yeah, thank
Wonderful.
you and have a good one. Thank you.
You're welcome. Be
Bye.